it's Mo Love, and I'm back at it again with a positive message. So let's get straight to it. How has becoming a dad changed my life? Becoming a dad, not a father. Anybody could become a father. How has becoming a dad changed my life? Now, I have quite a few here for you. So stay with me until the end, because I'm very, very sure that by the end of this video, if you watch it right through, whether you have a child or not, it will provide you with value. So stay tuned. So, how did becoming a dad change my life? And at the end, I'm also going to provide you with 3 valuable life lessons that I've learned thus far along my journey. So first off, let's get straight into it. What advice can I give to you if you still doesn't have a child, right? Number 1, first advice, and this advice is going out to you, whether you're a teenager, a young adult, if you haven't had a child as yet. This is some advice that I would give to you based on my experience, observation, research, etc. Be very selective with who you decide to be the mother of your child. And this is me speaking to the fellas. Yeah? I'm not speaking to the females right now. Yeah? I'm speaking to the fellas because I can only speak from a fella experience, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I can't really talk about this experience through a female vantage point, which I can, but I will still be, being more or less very subjective. So, fellas, be very selective with who you decide to be the mother of your child. Keyword, decide or choose. Pay very keen attention to key qualities and attributes. So, in other words, in layman's terms, don't just get her pregnant because she looks sexy on the outside, nice body, nice cute face, whatever, because those things can fade away. Yeah, you have to pay attention to the intrinsic values, those attributes that you can see in a woman. You can see her being the mother of your child with those, attributes that you can, you should know what you should be looking for in a woman, or the woman that you would like to be the mother of your child. But you too have to be in the right place when it comes to maturity. The second point, ensure that you're in a stable condition financially. I'm not saying you have to have $1 million. No. However, some people are fortunate to have help when it comes to like babysitting and stuff like that. Fellas, listen, having a child is pretty costly. Like Pampers not cheap, milk, etc., etc. So you don't want to put yourself in that position if you know you're not in a stable position financially. The third point, understand that having a child requires you to give up certain things and potentially make lifestyle changes. So that's something that will come with having a child. You may have to, give up certain things, stop doing certain things, or at least relax on certain things for a while, while you settle into your new role as a dad. Fourth point, do a thorough, this is very, very important. So listen to me keenly. Do a thorough background check. Do a thorough background check, including exes and parents, where applicable. Take it from me. I'm not saying that you have to dig up and find out every single person they were with, or find out everything about the parent, but do a little, be thorough, especially if this is someone you see yourself starting a family with. Do a thorough background check, peep into who they were with, because who they were with don't always tell the story, but it can give you a little sneak preview. Another point I have here, please don't have a child if you know for a fact you have no intentions to stay for the long haul, fellas. If you know you don't plan to, build with this female, which drives me to my last point here. You either abstain from sex, you extra protect yourself. I don't want to, and I will not encourage this one, but there's some of us that are pretty good at it. Ensure that your pull-up game is strong. But I don't encourage it. I do not encourage it. You either super protect yourself or you abstain from sex if you know that you're not ready to fulfill these obligations. How did it change my life? How did having or becoming a dad change my life? First of all, my daughter really showed me what it means to be completely selfless and always be willing to sacrifice your last, which really forced me to grow spiritually, because it had a lot of times that, I didn't really have it like that, but my daughter needed it. It's like, yo, here you go, let's get this. And I had to continuously build that faith that, listen, the universe gonna provide, I gonna be all right, I had what it takes to create and manipulate whatever situation I may find myself in. Yeah, so that's one of the things that changed within me, is that she taught me to be completely selfless. Yeah, not saying I was selfish per se. Everyone has, their selfish ways, but she just taught me that. Another thing that changed is that having my daughter really made me understand what it deeply feels like to be super willing to risk your life or even take a life, if you must, for the sake of my love for her. For me, that shows the ultimate sacrifice any person would be willing to make for love, to take another life. I'm not saying that that's something that I'd be thinking about, but I'm just saying that I used to hear a lot of people tell me about it, prior to me having a child, that, listen, somebody play with my child, this and that, and you could never really, feel what that person feel until you're yourself in that position. And that's why now I'm here communicating that to you, that's one of the things that changed within me. She made me really realize how quickly I'd be ready to risk it all for her. Another way in which I changed, the experience of me becoming a dad changed my life, I realized that irresponsible actions and decisions are no longer acceptable, and that I have an infused responsibility to put her or them in a position whereas they won't have to beg anyone or settle for anything less than what they're worth. So I have an infused responsibility. At least that's how I feel. That's how my mindset shifted. From the time, I became a dad and I realized, like, okay, I'm responsible for not just my life, but another life as well. And another way in which it changed me, I realized that if I could manage to contribute towards creating a whole new being, a whole new life, well, that means I can create all things, as for things to be created, there must first be life. So now my whole mindset is different. Don't let that one go over your head. I am now dedicated to not only teaching my daughter what I didn't know growing up, but I'm also committed to teaching the masses via my platform, which will eventually become available to her. So, because I was already as a matter of fact, no, I started my YouTube page the same year she was born, but yeah, I wasn't already doing it when she came into existence. However, but again, you see, it triggered me to start the YouTube page, though, and here I am sharing my experience and also sharing some advice that I hope that will help someone out there. Like I said, I have a lot. To be honest, I'm trying to break it down. And I hope that someone so far has received some value from this video. So those were the ways in which it changed me. Now, I have a few life lessons also I would like to share with you that I've learned. First one, listen to me keenly. Having a child cannot and will not save a relationship. I repeat, having a child cannot and will not save a relationship. We see it all the time. The truth is, more often than not, is the female thinking that by having a child with that man, that he will stay with her. Most of the times that is not the case, which is pretty evident today. So that's one. Two, if you choose the wrong partner to start a family with or even have children with, that can ruin your whole entire life. Fact. That's the second life lesson. Let that one sink in deep. Number three, you're a role model, whether you know it or not. Therefore, how my daughter turns out has a lot to do with me. But at the same time, it has everything to do with her because I am not responsible for her life. She is. So the life lesson here is, as much as how I turned out had a lot to do with my upbringing, I'm ultimately responsible for my life. Because I can't blame my mom or my dad for where I end up or where I didn't end up. A lot of people tend to blame their parents for where they are and where they aren't, and misunderstanding that you're responsible for where you end up in life. Whether you end up living a great life or a shitty life, you're the reason why. And it's always going to be that way. Next point, the life your child or children will have is largely dependent on how you treat them, what you say to them, how you say it to them, and also how you talk to and treat other people. Cultivate good karma unless you want the opposite to fall back on your children. This life lesson right here, though, is not one to play with. That life lesson is not one to play with. Watch the video again and rewind it for that one. Ensure that the woman you impregnate has the qualities of a sound, competent, organized, responsible lady that you would also trust to be your mother. This one is deep. I'll repeat this one though. Listen. Ensure that the woman you impregnate has the qualities of a sound, competent, organized, and responsible lady that you would also trust to be your mother. If you know deep down you're not ready to deal with all of this, protect yourself. Hold on to your nut. And again, I don't encourage it, but just make sure you pull up game strong. I really hope that this video provided you with value. If you like this video, I would like you to hit the like button. It really helps me on the algorithm. If you think someone else needs to see this video, I would like you to share it. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. You already know it's Mo Love. I'm out.